All right, new car sales, it hit the bottom basically on April Fool's Day. It started bouncing off the bottom, and it's a choppy recovery. The pattern, the shopping patterns are very different than they were prior, but it's a choppy, slow recovery in sales. And again, that's when it started. So this is current. Who's buying? Look at the demographics. This is interesting and different from 10 years ago in that downdraft. Look at who's buying. The fastest buying demographic is 18 to 35. You could say, okay, well, it's good. They got one car, not two. They've got to get to work. It's mandatory. They work at a hospital. They've got to get wheels, and their wheels are falling apart. It's got to go. Look at the demographic that's lagging. It's the 56 plus crowd, a little bit higher income, maybe a little more luxury car. Maybe they have 2 or 3 cars. So there's not as much pressing need to replace it. But this is different than 10 years ago. Sales forecast still looking at July. So if you're speaking to dealers and they're saying, okay, we need a recovery plan. We don't want to take that dreaded double dip of revenue and market share. Look at it basically from now till July and then July to December. That's how I'm speaking to dealerships. So think of July as the end of the year for now. Okay, so the dealers have to hold the price of used cars because that's what they paid. They paid that plus maybe a margin, right? At the auctions. That's what's already on the lot. But the auction pricing has declined 15, maybe 20% in some cases, and rebounding. That's what you're looking at in the black line. This is something I like to share when we talk about dealers, what's already happened. You know, in some cases, dealers are already late to the party here because if you look at this, I don't mean to get all geeky with the slides, but if you really get a sense of what's going on, it helps you in your conversations, right? Quickly, people started taking advantage of the 0% 84-month free payment program because when you look at the age of the cars traded, it declined with a very quick downdraft for a couple of weeks, and now it's climbing back up. Now, to me, you know, when you look at slides and graphs and stuff, it's not really what's on the slide, it's what's not on it. That, to me, says that the value hunters, you know, those ninjas that always find the best deal in everything, they strike very quickly. They may have already struck and left, because the average age of cars traded is starting to climb back up again and equity down. So, or equity climb, excuse me. So you're getting older cars with more equity coming back now, whereas before it was just newer cars, a lot less equity, basically people trading up. That wave may have already left. So your smart dealers, like you guys up in Cleveland, for example, you were out talking to dealers in February and March and doing this. You caught the wave. Well, now that wave passed, and now you're into the general buyer population with obviously everybody's competing now. So those that stayed lions and stayed out there and moved with what was moving, kept moving some inventory. This is lease returns, and you probably heard us barking about this for a month now or longer. Those lease returns that couldn't come back in March fell into April. You couldn't come back in April, now they're falling into May, and you've got this wave of buyers that couldn't bring their car back, suddenly bringing them back. And the next slide shows that, which is the percent of people trading their car in with financing or leasing the car. See that black line? That's your leasing coming up. Here comes the wave. I mean, look at it, 84-month, 0% financing and 3 free payments is on the downdraft. Not because it's a bad idea, just because all the leases are waving on top of that and it's skewing that, and that gap you're looking at in the right-hand line is showing that gap space. That means the leases are here.